Hey guys, Mount Vernon Kid here, coming to you again. How's everybody doing? So, I'm here to talk about something that I love, something that you're gonna probably enjoy, and I want to hear what you guys thought about it as well. Now, this past week, I watched the first episode of Sailor Moon Crystal. Now, in a sense, some people are probably looking at me like, "Whoa, kid, you watch Sailor Moon?" You damn right I do. Classic. Read the mangas, some of the mangas, watched the original series all the way up through, watched many of the movies, um, and always had a love for the Sailor Scouts. And, you know, my favorite has always been Sailor Jupiter. That's my girl right there. See, so, but, yeah, I watched it, thanks to Hulu. It was on Hulu. Now, I'm the type of guy that loves to watch my favorite animes in its original dialogue before just jumping right onto the dub stuff. Because sometimes I'm not too fond of how the dubbed voice, or just certain things. So I usually stick to the original subtitle Japanese stuff, which I love. I'm cool with that. That's sometimes how I look at it. I mean, like, for me, while some people are just still watching, let's say, for example, if you are still watching the latest Digimon on Nicktoons, I've already finished that season. I've already finished that series a long time ago because I watched it already in original subtitle, and to me, it's far better in its subtitle than what they dubbed it. With all that dub they did, it just don't feel right to me. But with this series, we've been hearing about this for a long time, and you know, Sailor Moon is a beloved character. Not just a character, but she's just a beloved female heroine. Period. And this this episode really brought back a lot of fond memories just of watching the original. Um, because basically this is just a reboot, and basically a reboot for I guess you could say, this generation. In my opinion, that's just my opinion, guys. You don't have to agree with it. But all in all, it just felt like old times again. I just watched it, just with open eyes. I was just like, okay. Now, for all you guys out there that don't know this or have never watched the original and I'm talking about the original, when I mean I'm talking about original Japanese dialogue. And you all know that some of the names are changed. And that's also my biggest problem sometimes with when they bring these animes over to here to the States, is that they feel that um, they have to Americanize the characters or change their names to Americanize them so people can understand them, or whatever it is. To me, I kind of feel like that's a little bit disrespectful, because it's like you don't respect the creators in terms of the names, this, that, things like that. So that's just how I feel about certain things. And we've seen that done with a lot of animes. Um, Conan is a prime example of that. Um, or over here it's called Case Closed. But yeah, that's a prime example. How much they Americanized that, and that really broke my heart. And I'm not the only Detective Conan fan out there that felt that that was wrong. But in this, they're using, of course, Sailor Moon's real name is Usagi. Um, not Serena, but whichever one you prefer, it's okay. But as always, it seems like she's still the same, very very much whiny, uh, crybaby in a sense. Very still not doing too good in school. You know, she got her. You know, she's always late for school. In the opening, we see her. She's running late, and she actually trips over a certain familiar cat, um, which we also know who that is. Um, and the cat. Once again, I don't want to spoil too much for you guys, especially if you haven't seen it yet. Um, she helps this cat out, remove like a band-aid off of her head or forehead, and when she removes it, this cat has a certain symbol on her head. But she runs off to school, but unfortunately she has to stay outside her class because she's late. And then her teacher comes out and gives her grade, and she's got a 30. Like, ooh. And as always, we've seen that from her. And you know, you get to see all her fellow classmates that she would hang out with. Um, and I'm totally forgetting their names off the from the American, even the dialogue, the English dialogue and the Japanese dialogue. But of course, you know, you had the geek, the nerd who had like the weird squiggly eye glasses, and her best friend who was rich and things like that. Um, and you know, it's just typical, very easygoing, in terms of, you know, what the character of Usagi and Serena, or AK Serena, is like. You know, she's just the same old girl that we remember. You know, 14 years old. She's still a teen. She's got teen problems, but she's just this whiny, long-haired, blonde Japanese girl. You know, which, yeah, she is Japanese. That's, you know, and you know, she runs into a certain other character who we all know who wears a certain tuxedo, and he calls her Puffhead and things like that, and it was pretty funny. But I had to admit, I have to agree with another one of my friends who she reviewed it as well. It was kind of weird that he was actually wearing his certain dress code that he out in public, and I was just like, okay, that was kind of weird. And I love how Serena, Usagi, aka Serena, basically bashed him like, who wears a tuxedo? That was really funny. It was kind of funny. Um, but we also get to see, you know, her mom is, you know, once Usagi brings home that bad grade, it's just like her mom just like gives it to her. Her brother is just like, I'm ashamed to even call you my big sister. It was like, oh, same old, just typical stuff that just made you just reminisce, just like, well, just like old times. It's just good stuff. Um, and the villain in this, once again, just felt like classic. And once she gets a certain brooch, uh, and from the cat, who now is able to talk because uh, Serena actually removed the from her forehead, the certain symbol. She now can talk again and communicate, and Serena's just like, oh, you're talking, like, you know, and she gives it her brooch, and she tells her what's going on and everything like that, and she turns into a certain familiar. And I thought let's get into the animation. The animation is beautiful. Honestly, in my opinion, it's very beautiful, especially for this era. When she transforms, look beautiful. Um, the coloring is really bright. When it was dark, the dark shades worked very well, in my opinion. Uh, so it was all around just good animation in a sense. Um, Sure, there was a little bit of 3D animation in there, and you know, and I'm not really big on 2D animation and 3D animation mixed. Sometimes it don't work for me, but it was fine. I enjoyed it for what it was. Uh, we got to see a lot of Sailor V in this as well. Like they still keep it like she's around. She's like a crime fighter. They kind of say she's either a secret cop or so, and we see that play up a lot. She's in newspapers. She got her video games and everything like that. But it was cool to see that. But when Usagi goes to help her friend because her mom was actually, well, I shouldn't say kidnapped, but the person she thought was her mother was not her mother, and she is capturing the souls, I think, of the energy from these people who were at this big sale earlier that day, and Serena comes in to help, and she does her famous, in the name of the moon, that whole thing, and I was like, it's just classic. I was just smiling the whole time watching this episode, just like, it just brings back memories, man. It just brings back memories. Um, but we can see that they still play up the fact that even though she's got these great powers, she's still a novice at it, and I like that they still play that up. She's not really so. She's not just, oh, I know what to do. She's scared, she's crying, and the most ironic thing about it is her whining also is like a weapon, and it was really cool. I was like, I looked at that, I'm like, oh my god, she is a whining version of Black Canary. I was just like, it's just Black Canary, just whining. It was like, what if Black Canary was a whiner and she just starts crying off the woodwork, and that mishap actually causes her to succeed and things like that. It was really funny. And she does her famous moon tiara, which is really cool. And of course, a certain top hat, masked, tuxedo guy comes in and helps out as well. But overall, it was a good, straightforward episode for the first episode, which just called Usagi. It was just, that's the name of it. And just showcase what's going on next, and you hear the kids talk about it, and and we do get to see another next scout coming. We get to see a certain blue, what is she? That's turquoise or blue-haired character coming, who happens to be, uh, who. I'm not going to spoil once again. I'm trying not to spoil a lot, guys, but we do get to see her. But it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it very much. It just brought back old times, guys, for me that I loved. Beautiful. I put it on my Twitter and my Facebook. Just brought back old memories. It was just beautiful. The opening is beautiful. I love the opening. And that's for me. I love openings. Openings will grab you into a show very quickly as well. If sometimes that gets you, okay, get up. Okay, if the opening is like this, what is the show like? And with animes, we're gonna get openings, which I like. Um, and I just can't wait to see where it goes from here. How they're gonna bring in? Are there gonna be a lot of changes, or is it gonna stay kind of true more to the manga, in terms of how Usagi meets the others? But I can't wait to see my girl Sailor Jupiter. That's my favorite. I love her. Looking forward to it. Just looking forward to this whole series in all, because we haven't seen Sailor Moon in a long time. I can't even remember when the last time Sailor Moon was out. So I'm hoping everybody, all the fans out there, appreciated what the people behind this did, because I would love to say thank you. Thank you very much, because I very much enjoyed it. It was beautiful. Just keep it up. But what did you guys think of, if you were able to see it? What were you able to think of the first episode of Sailor Moon Crystal? And do you want me to continue the recaps or the thoughts on the episodes? If not, this is just a one-time deal. But just know I will be watching it. And if you have any questions to ask me, did you watch it or anything like that, just ask me. But other than that, guys, this is Mount Vernon Kid saying peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real, guys, as always. I'll catch you guys on the flip flop. I'm out.